The older I get, the more I'm realizing I am not very dateable. Let me explain. I don't want kids, so that already cuts away a huge part of the population of people who do. I don't know if I want to get married, maybe, but I've never dreamed of it. Never dreamed of, wearing a white dress and standing in front of everyone and taking another man's last name. I don't know, I've just never dreamed of it. I'm not against it, just never dreamt it. And then I'm also really outspoken and opinionated, and in my experience, a lot of guys have not vibed with that.
That means combative, mouthy, ignorant, disrespectful. Don't think about what she say. Think she can say whatever she want to say. That's what that means.
I'm not very submissive. I also can't cook. I mean, I can make a pretty mean crock pot dish, but that's about it. I don't love cooking. I don't love baking. My preference.
You know what's crazy? The only thing that's left about her that's feminine is her looks. It's not the attitude, maybe not even the character, just how she look and the fact that she's a woman. There's not much that's feminine about her at this point, just listening to what she's telling you she don't do and how she is.
To be outside exploring, I would rather that than be in the kitchen. I just feel like there's a lot of things about me that go against the traditional grain of things, and so then I confuse a lot of people. I don't fit in the box that they want me to be in, and so then they don't want me.
It's not that you don't fit in the box that they want you to be in. You're not fitting in any box. You're not checking any boxes that men really want. If you're not desirable to most men, you won't get nobody. That's just how it is. You don't cook. Most likely, you probably don't like to clean work for nothing. I ain't saying you got to be in the kitchen like a maid or nothing like that, but you said you don't really cook, so you really don't know how to cook. You most likely eat out all the time. Who wants that? You're combative, you're mouthy, you're disrespectful from what you said. You don't like to listen. I don't know what else is there. You don't want kids. You don't know if you even want a husband, so you're probably your tolerance level is probably very low to have somebody around you. Why would somebody want to? That's like being with a man that really don't want to be bothered. Seriously, to me, when the women are very less tolerable, or women can't really tolerate you being around them, anybody can't do that. That's damn near a masculine trait to me. Or you you're like an old cranky person. I'm serious. That's how I feel.
Which is fine, but it's just, I'm realizing it, especially now that I'm 32. And I love being single, by the way. I'm not over here like, woe is me. I'm not lonely. Just because a woman is alone does not mean she's lonely. But it has got me thinking about kind of what men want out of a woman and what I have to offer. And I don't think I have a lot to offer in a traditional sense. Therefore, I think my person, wherever he is probably pretty non-traditional, which means he's in the minority. I think there's less non-traditional men than there are traditional, so.
I agree with that part, but what you mean her person? There is nobody that's just made specifically for you. There is no person made for you. Either you compromise with somebody when y'all get together, because don't nobody like everything about nobody. Either you compromise in relationships or just stay out of them like you are right now. Period.
Anyway, it's just got me thinking. But yeah, I think I'm kind of hard to date.
I was a young dumb bitch too at one point in my life. I actually married a man for love. Can you imagine? Okay, I learned that quickly that marrying for love is not smart. It's actually one of the dumbest things I would ever think a woman would do, because marriage really only benefits men. It only benefits men. Women do not get as many benefits from marriage as men do. Studies have actually shown that men make more money, they live longer, and they're healthier Whereas women are more depressed, they lose money, and they also lose a
Women don't lose money. They take the money from the man. What are you talking about? Where you get that from? Most divorces end with the woman taking the majority of the money in the houses and the properties, everything.
big sense of their identity and their self-esteem as a result of being married to a man, because men like to siphon energy from women. They never pour back into them. So, ladies, if you are thinking about marriage, or if marriage is something that is on your radar, please treat it as a business deal, not as a love connection. That is the dumbest thing you could ever do. Now, if you already have your own money, go ahead and marry for love, but make sure you have an ironclad prenup so that that man doesn't suck everything out of you that he possibly can, because you know that they're going to try to do that. That is.
So she haven't gotten past her ex-husband sucking whatever he sucked out of her. Maybe, most likely, that's what happened to her. Why don't you just say that your ex-husband sucked all the money or whatever he got out of you, and he siphoned all of the energy out of you? Maybe you didn't benefit in that marriage, but don't put that on every woman. Don't make it like that's just a common thing that happens, because women take the money in most marriages, divorces. They do. And you're around here, you just bitter, you mad in a mug. And marrying just for, like it's just a business only, is not a good thing, because won't no relationship or no marriage last off of that alone either. Period. If I'm around you and I don't really like you, it doesn't matter how much money we got. I wouldn't want to be around you. What are you talking about? Didn't we just see that with Jenny Maya and Jeezy? They had money, but her character pushed them away. Wasn't no love there, so he got out of there. He couldn't tolerate her. Yeah, you can have both, okay? Go for both.
Their nature.
I realized since divorce, bitch, you know what I realized since divorcing? Like, face prettier, ass fatter, money up, glow illuminating. Like, life has only increased. Oh my God, y'all. Divorce that man. He's keeping you ugly and broke, and we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. Divorce him. Divorce him.
The more you try.
As you can see, there's another divorced, bitter woman who can't get past her ex. She's telling every woman to divorce their husbands because hers didn't work. Don't you find that very ironic that they tell you after their marriage failed, leave your husband and join me? And if you listen to what she's saying, she sounds like she's going to reverse in life. It's fatter. Okay. I'm prettier. Yeah, you older. Okay. You going to get out here and party with the 22-year-olds? Most likely, yeah, in your 40s and 50s. You're going to be out here looking crazy. You're going to be the old woman in the club. I promise you that. I ain't saying you shouldn't have left your husband. I don't know what happened with you and your husband, your ex-husband. But all I know is you get out here doing what the young people are doing, you ain't going to get nothing but a whole bunch of miscellaneous pink sticks and broken hearts. It's going to be a lot worse than you think. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot worse than what you think. You're going to get out here and you still nice looking and you're going to get treated just like any other woman. In fact, you're going to get treated worse because you're older. Because a lot of men can't tolerate older women, because a lot of older women are intolerable. They've been through a lot. We all been through a lot, but they can't grow past it. They live with their past right on their back. And you could see it right in their face. You like, nah, I can't do that. That's why a lot of men run away from them, because a lot of them is jaded. They just done. I'm serious.
As a woman, the more undateable you are. And usually people talk about this when it comes to education, because they're like, the more educated a woman is, the less likely she is able to find a partner. However, I think this also holds true for travel. Firstly, men want to impress you when it comes to dating. So they're going to try to take you to a nice restaurant. They're going to try to give you a nice experience because they want to show that they are an impressive person. However, if you're someone who has snorkeled in the Galapagos and then watched a surf competition in Tahiti and then went horseback riding on the beach, and then you also have skied in the Swiss Alps, and you have also, gone to safari to watch the wildlife migration, like, you are very difficult to impress. On top.
Exactly. She's 150% correct. That's why a lot of men don't like dating older women. We don't want an overly experienced woman that has done everything you can think of. I don't want no woman that has done everything, that been around the world, did it all. I don't want that. I want something new when I'm dating somebody. I want to experience something new with them. You can't experience it, and I ain't trying to impress you. Ain't nothing to impress at this point. I wouldn't try anyway. I'll go get an inexperienced woman who ain't done that much, and anything I do, she would appreciate it, and she would be very fun and happy with it. She'd be appreciative. She'd be very happy with it. Dude, y'all don't understand. Don't nobody want to work hard. I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm not trying to work hard for no relationship. I'm not trying to be with no woman who's been around the world and did it all. I've been here, I've been there. Now we need to go somewhere else. No, your ass need to go find somewhere else to go. I'll go get somebody half your age who ain't done half of this stuff, and we'll just enjoy it together. Because if I ain't done it, we gonna do it together and enjoy it together. It'd be our first everything. I've been with women that has done it all. It is not a good thing. It's not. The experience together is not the same. She's already been there, so she's looking at you like, okay. That's like going to the movies with somebody who's seen a movie already. Seriously. You sitting there excited and they like this. Because they already seen the movie. Why would I want to be with a woman that has done everything? I don't want that. That's me, and we say it all the time. We don't want control. We just don't want an overly experienced woman. Okay, an overly experienced woman is very difficult. They difficult. They ask for too much. They want too much. A lot of them are unsatisfiable. I'm just telling you what it is. I've dealt with unsatisfiable women. I got the hell out of that relationship. I've dealt with that. I'm like, ain't no way. I don't know who gonna satisfy you and how they're gonna do it, but I ain't trying. I'm done. I'm gonna go get somebody who got less experience and all this stuff that you have done. I'm serious, because I haven't done everything, so I don't mind that. We can experience it together and enjoy it together, and it'll be a new thing for us both. Not no woman who has been around the block and slept around with all kind of random dudes and country to country, state to state, bar to bar. No. That kind of woman most likely would probably never get along with anybody, because she gonna need those constant new dopamine hits, new this, new that. She's going to get bored really fast. After a year or so, she's going to get bored, and then the relationship is going to go sour, because then she's going to want you to keep trying to entertain her. Been there, done that. Trying to entertain a woman on a consistent basis is impossible. You can't. Don't never try it. If you got to do that as a woman, if you already tried it as a woman, you understand what I'm talking about. If you tried that as a woman with a man, and you could never meet those goals, you understand what I'm talking about. Period. It's some people out here that's just unsatisfiable. And I don't want to run across nobody. If I see you traveling, like they say, the traveling nurses are the worst kinds. Yeah, I bet. They sticking and moving. Yeah, they don't want nothing just sitting there. They want sticking and moving. They want you to constant dance for them and do dances for them and perform for them. Yes, to keep them excited. Nope, I'm good on that. I'm just telling you. Yeah, she's right.
That you likely have a different skill set, because you can likely navigate a metro in a foreign country. You can understand people even if you don't know the language. You probably even know if danger is around, even if you don't know the language. And you have a completely and totally different perception of the world than the average person, especially someone who's never left the US. Their world is this big and their problems are this big, but they think it is this big. Whereas the world is this big and your problems are this big. So you live life completely and totally differently, knowing that there are other things going on in the other world and you're not the center of the universe. Just because you meet a man that is well-traveled doesn't mean that you guys are actually a personality match or that you would actually go well together, because he could very likely be just as insufferable as every other man. So overall, you just have a smaller pool of people to actually choose from that you would even be.
It is truly wild to be the first woman in your bloodline, in your family, to look at all the relationships and choose differently. And the narrative of you're getting too old, you need to have kids before it's too late, that narrative does not live in my head when I'm alone. I only get reminded of it when I'm around my family. Commitment.
That's only if you want children. That's it. If you want the traditional relationship and marriage and kid, family and kids dynamic, that only applies to that. That doesn't apply to everybody. Everybody doesn't want kids and marriage. That's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
It is not an issue with my family. They'll stay in relationships for decades to the grave, in unhappy relationships, trying to convince themselves they're happy. The truth is, they got in relationships way too early on for the wrong reason. They had to force themselves to stay because of their history, because they've been through a lot, because they don't want to give up something. And you do you, boo. I've seen how unhappy my family is. I don't want to go down that route. And because I'm doing something different, I'm going against the grain. I'm the oddball out, which I'm okay with. Girl, don't know what the end result of going down this path looks like. I'd rather do this than that. I'd rather go at this alone than try to settle for.
Listen, I'd rather go through 10, 15, 20 years of a common problem or somebody I'm familiar with than 10 or 15 years of just multiple different people with new problems, new trauma, new this, new that. That's why a lot of women are crazy nowadays. They done went through so much crap with so many different people. They don't even know which way to go no more. The world is very skewed to them because their version of the world is ugly because that's what they experience, because they get out here and they think it's okay to just bounce around. They don't think they're supposed to go through anything with somebody and go through hard times with somebody and y'all make it through the hard times and y'all can talk about that. They don't understand that that builds a solid foundation in relationships and marriages. Bouncing around left and right, it's like jumping in different cars, a different car every week, and you never get comfortable and get to know the vehicle that you was driving. So you never find out what kind of vehicle that you really like, because you never sat in one long enough to understand it. That's how they do relationships. Like, they changing shoes every day. They never learn what's comfortable in any shoe they get because they never wear them long enough. That's how they treat relationships, just like what I just said. I see my families go through a lot with their significant others they've been with for 20 years, but I am not going through that. Yeah, well, you're going to go through it with somebody. If you go through it with somebody, if you don't, you're going to go through it by yourself. And at the end of the day, we're going to need somebody for help. Okay? Your friends ain't going to always be there. You can't look at your friends as that kind of support. They're not your significant others. They're not going to love you like that. And a lot of older women are learning this the hard way. Because if you older and your friends are older and y'all all need help, who going to help y'all? It's always good to have a partner that can help you. I don't know where they get this from. They don't want to go through anything with nobody. They're looking for a perfect relationship. That is impossible. That's not logical with humans, period. Okay? Your version of the world is not realistic at all. If you're looking for that kind of crap in a man or in another human and you're not perfect, we know you ain't. We listening to you. You're jaded. Maybe you lying to yourself and telling yourself that that's not what you want, or it looks so bad they pretend to be happy. How you gonna say they're pretending to be happy? Maybe they are happy, and you look like you're unhappy with being all on the streets. Man, it's K-Maurice. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section.